elbow to the face, hair yanks, intentional trips, and an eye poke that nearly started a riot. The WNBA is getting more physical than ever, and some players are crossing the line between tough basketball and downright dirty plays. Today, we're counting down the top 10 dirtiest players in the WNBA, ranked from borderline aggressive to absolutely brutal. From Caitlin Clark's rivals to repeat offenders who lead the league in flagrant fouls, we're breaking it all down play by play. Who's at the top off the list? Stick around. You're not ready for number 1. Number 10, Angel Reese. At number 10, we got Angel Reese off the Chicago Sky. And this one had everyone talking. During the heated matchup against the Indiana Fever, Reese was called for a flagrant 1 foul after making contact with Caitlin Clark's heat in a block attempt. The play looked intense in real time, and when you slow it down, you can clearly see Reese follow through catch Clark right across the top of the head. Fans instantly split into 2 camps. Some said Reese was just hustling and making a basketball play, while others argued the contact was careless and dangerous. After the game, Reese cleared the air, saying she was 100% going for the ball and that there was nothing intentional about hitting Clark's head. She even joked about how often the clip would bear played, saying, "Y'all gonna play that clip 20 times before Monday." Interestingly, Caitlin Clark herself agreed with Reese's explanation. Clark said she knew Angel was just trying to make a play on the ball and wasn't being dirty. In fact, Clark's focus in the moment was simple. I need to make these 2 free throws. That's all I'm thinking about. Here's the thing. By rule, the refs made the right call. Any unnecessary contact to the head, even accidental, is an automatic flagrant one. But in terms of intent, this was malicious. Reese thrives in the chaos and embraces the villain role. But compared to the rest of this list, she's more fiery than outright dirty. And speaking of physical plays, number 9 involves a player whose elbow literally knocked Ottawa out. Coming in at number 9 is Chelsea Gray of the Las Vegas Aces, a point guard known for her elite vision, physical defense, and relentless perimeter play. But this season, her aggressive style crossed a dangerous line when a hard elbow left Jade Melbourne with a broken smile, literally. During a tightly contested matchup against the Washington Mystics, Chelsea collided with Melbourne on a drive, landing a vicious elbow square light over her mouth. Melbourne immediately dropped to the floor, bleeding, and had to leave the game for stitches. Later, fans noticed she returned to the bench, missing part of her front tooth, a shocking image that went viral almost instantly. The refs wasted no time calling a flagrant foul after reviewing the replay, but the debate exploded online. Was Chelsea making a basketball play, or was it unnecessary contact? Some analysts defended her as a competitor fighting for position, while others argued her closeouts and drives often leave opponents in vulnerable spots. Now, Chelsea's defenders say she thrives on physicality, but her critics believe she dances too close to reckless behavior in a league where speed and strength are key. One wrong move can change aptly your season, and Melbourne's smile became the unforgettable image added to Gray's name. And if you thought a lost tooth was bad, wait until you hear what happened when a player got poked straight in the eye and tempers exploded instantly. At number 8, we've got Dana Bonner of the Phoenix Mercury, a veteran whose size, length, and interior dominance have made her one of the toughest forwards in the WNBA. But with that strength comes physicality. And when tempers boil, things can get messy fast. In one of the season's most dramatic moments, Bonner found herself at the center of chaos after colliding with Angel Reese during a box-out. Reese's hand connected directly with Bonner's eye, sending the veteran collapsing to the hardwood instantly. As Bonner grabbed her face in pain, her fiancée Alyssa Thomas stormed in from across the court, sparking an intense confrontation that nearly erupted into a full-on brawl. Players had to be separated. Refs reviewed the sequence and fans debated whether Reese's contact was intentional or incidental. While Bonner wasn't the instigator here, this incident showcased just how volatile things get around her. Her physical presence often leads to heightened tension, and emotions flare quickly when involved. Bonner's game thrives on being disruptive inside the paint, battling for position against some of the league's most powerful post players. That edge makes her dominant, but it also puts her in constant danger off clashes like this one. This wasn't her fault entirely, but Bonner's history off of contact moments places her firm line in this list. And speaking of intentional contact, the next player didn't just collide. She blindsided Caitlin Clark with one of the dirtiest hits of the season. Number 7 belongs to Kennedy Carter, the Chicago Sky, a guard whose quickness and creativity make her a nightmare matchup. But she's drawn attention this season for all the wrong reasons. Her controversial hit on Caitlin Clark became one of the most debated moments of the year and cemented her spot here. During an inbound play, long before Clark even touched the ball, Carter blindsided her with a hard shoulder check that sent the Fever rookie crashing to the floor. The refs immediately called an away from the ball foul, but fans and analysts exploded online, questioning whether the play was intentional. Shannon Sharpe didn't mince words, calling it Bush League and accusing Carter of outright targeting. After the game, Kennedy refused to answer questions about the foul, which only fueled speculation. Some argued she was protecting the lane aggressively, but others saw as frustration boiling over against one of the league's most talked about rookies. The issue with Carter isn't just one play, it's a pattern. Dating back to her time with the Atlanta Dream, she's faced multiple suspensions and locker room disputes that highlight her volatile reputation. While she's immensely talented and can be a spark plug offensively, these moments overshadow her skill and keep her in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. But while Carter's shoulder check sparked controversy, the next player on this list went viral for something even more blatant, sticking out a leg mid-crossover and tripping her opponent on purpose. At number 6, we have Kelsey Plum of the Los Angeles Sparks. And if you've seen the clip, you already know why she's here. During a heated matchup, Dallas guard Veronica Burton crossed Plum up so badly that Kelsey reacted out of frustration, sticking out her leg and tripping Burton mid-drive. The play happened fast, but slow motion replays caught everything. Burton hit the floor hard, immediately jumped back up, and got in Plum's face, ready to fight. Before things could escalate, AC's forward Dirk Kahambi stepped in and pushed Plum back, diffusing the situation. But fans aren't so quick to let it go. Social media lit up with comparisons, labeling Plum the Grayson Allen of the WNBA, referencing the NBA guard notorious for dirty plays. The refs reviewed the sequence and upgraded the foul to a flagrant, leaving little debate about intent. Plum defended herself after the game, claiming it was instinct, but analysts broke down the angle and disagreed. This wasn't a natural defensive position. It was retaliation after getting beaten on the crossover. What makes it stand out is how calculated it looked. Plum's competitiveness is undeniable, but moments like this can damage reputations fast, especially when they go viral. And while sticking out a leg looks bad, our next player's clash turned into chaos when she landed a poke straight to the eye that had the entire arena on edge. Number 5. We had one of the most talked about moments of the season, Chick Selden's controversial eye poke on Caitlin Clark during the Fever Sun matchup. This wasn't just another foul. IT became the spark that set off a firestorm of debates across the league. IT happened in the third quarter while Clark was working off a screen near the top of the key. Sheldon fought hard, Tosti attached, and as the two got tangled, her hand came up and a Pareto poked Clark directly in the eye. Clark immediately grabbed her face, clearly in pain, and slowed down for several possessions. The Fever's entire offense stalled, and the Connecticut Sun seized control of the game from that point forward. Slow motion replays only made things worse. Depending on the angle, I'd either look like an innocent swipe or an intentional shot aimed at Clark. Fans erupted with some calling for a flagrant foul, and others defending Sheldon's physical defense. The referees reviewed the play but ultimately ruled a common foul, a decision that drew heavy criticism from Fever supporters. Analysts remained divided. Was Sheldon just playing aggressive perimeter defense, or has Clark become a frequent target for accidental contact around the league? Whatever the intent, the play left a mark both on Clark and on Sheldon's reputation. But the next player on this list has sparked outrage for something entirely different. An on-camera comment that ignited one of the league's biggest controversies. At number 4, Brittany Gurrier of the Atlanta Dream is one of the most dominant players in the WNBA. But her name has been attached to several heated incidents this season, including one that set the entire basketball world buzzing. During a nationally televised game against the Indiana Fever, Gurrier was caught on broadcast allegedly directing a racial slur toward Caitlin Clark, calling her a trash white girl. The microphones picked it up, and within minutes, clips spread online like wildfire. Analysts, including Patrick B. David, demanded accountability, saying incidents like this damaged the league's credibility. The WNBA remained silent initially, which only fueled the backlash. While Gurrier hasn't publicly addressed the comment, many fans see it as part of a bigger issue, rising tensions between veteran players and high-profile rookies like Clark. Beyond this incident, Gurrier has built a reputation as one of the most physical interior defenders in the league, often using her size to overpower opponents. Critics argue her style crosses a line into reckless territory, with multiple hard fouls drawing frustration from players and coaches alike. Supporters counter that she plays to her strengths and absorbs just as much contact as she gives. But this season, the controversies have overshadowed her performance. While Greener's words sparked outrage, our next player's actions left an even bigger mark, literally after a chokehold sent one of the WNBA's rising stars crashing to the floor. Landing at number 3, Alyssa Thomas of the Phoenix Mercury is one of the most physically dominant players in the league. But her bruising style has drawn plenty of criticism. She's known for bulldozing through defenders, battling relentlessly on the boards, and making every possession a fight. But this season, one incident stood out above the rest. During a matchup with the Chicago Sky, Thomas tangled with rookie Angel Reed while battling for R-bound. Things escalated fast when replays showed Thomas wrapping her arm around Reese's neck and pulling her down hard, a move analysts compared to a chokeslam. The refs didn't hesitate, reviewing the play and upgrading it to Afflegrant 2, ejecting Thomas from the game immediately. Fans were split on the call. Some defended Thomas, saying she was simply holding her ground against Reese's aggressive positioning. Others argued the neck grab crossed a line that can't be excused, especially with player safety at risk. Thomas has always embraced physical play, and teammates praise her toughness and willingness toes at the tone inside. But critics believe she sometimes loses control, turning competitiveness into dangerous contact that could sideline opponents. This play became a turning point in ongoing debates about WNBA officiating and player safety. And if you think this was bad, wait until you hear about the next player who poked Caitlin Clark straight in the eye and then laughed about it on the bench moments later. At number 2, DJ Jonai Carrington of the Connecticut Sun has become one of the most controversial names in the WNBA after an incident involving Caitlin Clark sparked outrage from fans, analysts, and even former players. Game 1 of the playoffs between the Fever and Sun was already intense, but everything changed in the second quarter when Carrington poked Clark directly in the eye during a defensive closeout. Clark immediately grabbed her face in pain and finished the night shooting just 4 of 17 from the field, visibly struggling afterward. Initially, some thought it was accidental, but then another angle surfaced showing Carrington on the bench shortly after laughing and joking with teammates. That clip exploded online, fueling speculation that the poke was intentional. To make matters worse, resurfaced tweets from Carrington's past sparked allegations of racial undertones, deepening the divide between fans and raising questions about intent. Jason Whitlock and other analysts call for immediate suspension, arguing that a league needs to protect its rising stars and prevent targeted plays like this. Carrington hasn't spoken publicly about the incident, and the WNBA has avoided issuing discipline, further frustrating Fever fans who believe the league is letting Clark take unnecessary punishment. But as heated as this controversy was, it still doesn't top the player at number 1. Someone whose track record of dangerous fouls, scratches, hair pulling, and intentional injuries sets her apart as the dirtiest player in the WNBA. And finally, at number 1, we have Bria Hartley of the Connecticut Sun, the undisputed dirtiest player in the WNBA right now. No one has racked up more controversies, more flagrant fouls, or more outrage this season than Hartley. Her resume speaks for itself. She yanked Angel Reese's ponytail during a rebound battle, clawed Rebecca Allen's shoulder so badly it left visible scratch marks, and body-checked Skylar Diggins out off frustration instead of playing defense. After nearly every hard foul, Hartley's been caught standing over opponents with a fake tough act that only fuels fan anger. But what sealed her reputation was a recent incident involving Sophie Cunningham. During a Fever Mercury matchup, Hartley delivered a hard drive straight into Cunningham, leaving the Fever forward injured and unable to finish the game. Cunningham's family publicly called out Hartley afterward, blaming her directly and demanding league discipline. As if that was enough, Hartley currently leads the league with 32 flagrant fouls this season alone. A staggering number for any player, let alone a veteran expectado set an example. Analysts across the board agree Hartley's pattern isn't just aggressive basketball. It's reckless and dangerous. For many fans, Hartley represents everything the WNBA needs to address when it comes to players' safety and accountability. And until the league steps in, her name will remain at the top of every dirtiest player's discussion moving forward.